Yeah, I completely agree. So with NVIDIA kind of reminds me. Now, I think they have a little bit better grip, and they're because they have the ability to swap out GPUs every 2 years, as they get more dense. So it's not quite as sort of that capex surge kind of situation that we saw with Cisco in the 1990s, where they were the darling, right? And then when everything rolled over, when everybody had all the network equipment they needed, growth really rolled over, and Cisco's never been at the same valuation that they were now. I'm not saying NVIDIA is going to be like that, but it reminds me of that in a way. Now, the other situation is that everybody is very plugged in that NVIDIA is the leader here. So everybody, like the hyperscalers that are NVIDIA's customers, are also developing their own chips and making sure that, they have viable competitors such as AMD. I think that's, that situation is not going to be, the competitive dynamic is going to change almost by top-down fiat there. And that's a problem for a company that has the valuation now that NVIDIA has.
Do you think there is the danger that overall the high-flying tech sector will roll over, which of course could bring down, the market as a whole?
Right. I think there's a tremendous amount of opportunity in AI, and it's coming. But the test case, I think, or one of the big test cases, I think, will be Microsoft's Copilot as that goes live, and, supposedly that's going to be $30 a month based on ChatGPT. If that gets big adoption and really leads to the productivity gains that a lot of enterprises are telling me that it will, right, then the investment will be justified. And I think that will happen. But here's an interesting thing. Generative AI is very, very data consumptive, right? So one of the sort of ricochet beneficiaries, I think, will be memory, like Samsung and Micron, but more specifically, that controller that sits between these GPUs that do all the processing and the memory, the massive amounts of memory that you got to have all of the data, which these algorithms are trained on, right? That means that, there's some vendors in the middle there that are kind of interesting and I think will benefit. One of them being Rambus and the other being Alphawave from out of the UK.